All right, let's see if we can make this text any bigger. Go to view, text display, show format. Okay. All right. So people, we're gonna basically connect to your Iris1 servers in our directory. So I've actually put the path here, but you can connect to your home directory and then CD into Awesome. Everybody knows how to do that? Huh? Yeah, in FileZilla or Text Wrangler or BBEdit. If you're using BBEdit, you can connect directly because we're going to edit an existing file, right? So for the Windows users, you can download the file locally and then edit it. Yes?
I understand now. I had questions, but I figured they'd come. I'm good, don't worry.
Okay, all right.
Things are connecting. It's
Awesome. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open our file, whatever your file was. What was the name of your file? Was it test.lsf?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
last week's.
All right, so let's open that file, and it should show you something like this, right? Is this where you are? I'm gonna open, change the font and make it bigger. All right, so is this where you are?
Yes.
Everybody's here, right? So now, given our new file which contains all this extra stuff, we're going to add some stuff from that into this file, right? So, so this is the set of lines all the way from, what was test Vishal, is that the one we opened?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to add these lines which say echo running top hat module load, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. All right. So we're going to copy that and then we're going to paste it in our test.lsf. Now, here's something that will happen. It should show you this text, but we can't run this as is. Why is that?
Well, there's some data missing.
Yeah, because the location of these files contains this data directory which you don't have access to. So here is a classic case of what you should have in terms of correcting your path. So essentially you need the genes.gtf file, you need the bowtie index genome file, and you need these test files. So the test files you actually have. You have the FASTQ files and test.r1 and test.r2 from before. You guys remember having these files in your FASTQ files directory? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this into temp, and you are going to copy from that the HG38 directory onto your home directory. Right? And I'm going to give you the command for that. Just give me 1 second. Do you understand what we're going to do though? No? Okay. Let me explain. So you need this HG38 directory which contains the genes.gtf and the bowtie index. Right? Do you understand why you need this? That was the lecture. Why I gave that lecture an hour ago or half an hour ago. Which was to tell you that these two files are required, the index file, the genome file, and the GTF file. Right? So these files are present in this directory right now, here. This is the absolute path where it is. If you were to try to go to this directory, it'll say permission denied, because as of now, you don't have permissions in this directory. And I made that for a reason, because every time I did give you guys, not you guys, the previous guys permission, they would go in and delete stuff. So I decided not to give you permission. What we're going to do instead is I'm going to copy this HG38 directory into the temp folder that we created on Iris1 node 2. And then you are going to copy the HG38 directory from the temp directory to your home directory. Okay? Okay. So give me a second. Let me do that. And I'm going to show you how you do that so that you can, in case in future you want to. This red thing looks good when we're doing this. Let's do it basic. There you go. There. So. Okay. You can create something called as an alias in your directory, that's how you do it. You create an alias, which is basically in your .bash rc on your local computer. And just like we did module, you know how we added module load to our bash rc? Similarly, we can add a shortcut like Iris to our bash rc that says that every time I type Iris, translate that to mean SSH VT094 at iris1.partners. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go to, I'm on node 2. So first thing you're gonna make sure when you log in is that you're at node 2, right? Then, so this is just for me, this is not for you, this is for me. And let me see, so see, alright, so HG38 is right here. And let's see if we can change the permissions for that. Why can't I change those permissions? Because I don't own them. Alright, let's ignore these two for now. So I'm gonna now go ahead. So in this directory, actually, it's not just the index for boat type 2, it also has a star index, it also has your human genome GTF, and it has some other GTFs and other FASTA files as well. So when you copy this folder, just know it'll occupy a lot of space. So don't copy it again and again in multiple locations. Just copy it once, and wherever you choose that location to be, that's going to be the location where you're going to use this from for the rest of the course. Does that make sense? Okay. So first things first, I'm going to go cd/. So this is the part where you can also start doing simultaneously. And now. So this is the exact command that you're going to use, except you're going to cd into your home directory, and then you're going to type cp-r/temp/this/hg38 dot. Alright? So I'll give you the command if you're confused. Let me give you the command for yours. So once you log into your home directory, right? You can, where do you guys want to copy this? Do you want to copy this in your awesome directory, since that's where you're going to do your analysis? So then you're going to go into cd awesome, right? So once you've copied it, once you are in your home, logged in, cd awesome, right? So do that. And after you're in your awesome directory, let me know if you're there. You're there? Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to type cp-r/tmp/mghcc-bion class/hg38. Don't press enter yet. And then you're going to say dot. And then you're going to, nobody presses enter yet because it's still copying from my end. Do not press enter. Wait for it to finish. When it finishes here, then all of you can copy at once. Alright? Get it? Okay. So no, not yet. Hold on. Did it finish? No, it hasn't finished yet. No. So this is a big folder, as I was saying, so
Is my terminal being slow because I have too many things open on my computer or because the internet is slow?
Could be both.
Wait, how do you know it's being slow?
Because it keeps pausing. I only like start to type and it's just like,
I thought we might be like waiting for this.
no. I'm busy and important, I'm doing wrong things.
Alright, so for now, has everybody just typed this out without pressing enter?
Is there a space after the dot? or-
There is no need for a space.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna erase this.
But there's one before.
Yes, there is one before. Okay. So it's still copying, still copying. In the meantime, if you wanna figure out how the alias things work, here's a simple thing you can do. So, just open a new terminal window in your computers. Alright? Guys. And then, give me 1 second. Batch profile. So most of you have this file, I think this is the one that I added. Yeah. So most of you have this file called bash profile, right? And so I've created a bunch of aliases in this file, and you can actually open it on your Text Wrangler if you want. You just open Text Wrangler, and you go File, Open, and here you go to Users, Stopper, and then it should show you this .bash profile file at the very end, right? I don't know if you guys see this. Do you guys see it? Can you see it or no?
We see them there.
Okay. So just go into File, Open on your computers. Alright? Just in Text Wrangler. And then scroll all the way to the bottom. In the bottom, you should be able to see this .profile.bash history, .bash profile.bash history. Do you see these files or no?
Wait, sorry, you said the home and then how do you, what's the step before, right where you go?
This is right here. Users in your home directory in your local Mac.
Got it.
So Windows, sorry, you don't have an equivalent. But
No, I found it.
you found it? Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
What
it's
is the-
in
huh?
My, oh shit. Yeah, I should not put that.
I'm there.
You'd probably be in Putty. You would have to do something in Putty.
No, in FileZilla. You can find it in FileZilla.
But that would be for your remote server. You're not gonna change the server. This is for you to log in your Putty. So instead of typing, you know how every time you log in you have to type SSH, your user ID @irisman.partners.org, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys do that, right? So I'm saying that you can create an alias like this one, line number 12. Just add this line in your .bash_profile in your computer right here, and then you can just type Iris and it'll log you in.
Wait, what do we, in order to get there, how do, and after we go
Here.
to like,
Just go File,
yep.
Open, right? And then it should go into your home directory, users, the bar, or
Yeah.
users, whatever your computer. Then go all the way to the bottom.
I did that and I don't have any
Yeah,
of
me
that.
You don't see these? Okay. Go to Options and Show Hidden Items. Check. Check on this Show Hidden Items.
Okay.
All right. Then click on Options, and then you should see your .bash_profile.
Yeah.
If you click on the options, it should say Show Hidden Items. Check that. All right.
It has only .bash sessions. You go into the sessions?
No, it doesn't have a .bash profile.
No.
It should have a .bash underscore profile. It doesn't?
Michelle, if we are not in like using text browser, then how do we get there?
What are you using?
BB edit?
You can do it
Or
through
You
the
can do it through the same thing.
How do I connect with like BB edits?
You don't need to connect to anything. This is just for your home thing. Maybe I shouldn't teach this. This is
No,
this is
no,
an
it's
extra
like-
thing. I don't want to confuse you guys.
Okay, fine, open.
Yeah. And then just not in alignment, in your home directory. Right here. And then you go
I know, I saw it.
this. And then you go options, and then it says show hidden files.
We can also change the one on the server, right?
Yeah, you can also change the one on the server. Absolutely.
Because as soon as you connect to the server, that's the one here.
So you have .bash history, you have .bash sessions. Oh, you don't have bash profile. So you can create one. You can actually create a hidden file. You just cancel it. You just save it there. So if you don't see any .bash profile,
Vishal, could you check one?
yes, if you don't see any bash profile, you have one or you don't have one?
I do, but I don't.
Then open it. Just double click and open it. Alright. So if you don't have .bash profile, then you just go to terminal and create one. The way to create a bash profile, and you're already in the home directory. You just say touch .bash underscore YRO and boom, done. Now if you go here and you click open, you should be able to see that bash profile. Now here, you just add that one line, the one that I was showing,
I can't
alias.
see the one line. Can I
Could
see
you
the
show
one
that
line?
again?
Yes, so once you have your bash profile there, then all you do is you add this vertical. Uh, Here. So you just add this line where it says alias space iris equal to single, what is it called?
Quotation.
Thank you. Single quote, SSH, your user ID, @iris1.partners.org, single bracket close. And then you save this file, and then you exit. That's all you do.
So you can add anywhere in the bash profile?
You will only add it in the first line, it's a new file. Or wherever it is, yes, you can add it anywhere.
And you could theoretically call it anything you want.
Yes. Yes.
It's dangerous.
Right?
Wow.
You could call it Voldemort, or you could call it, E. You can even call it, whatever, Snowflake or Penguin. Alright? Whatever you type, the name, whatever name you type here, then it'll.
And if you just redo it, then it overwrites it.
What do you mean? Why would you redo it? I
If
mean,
you want to change it,
Yeah, if you're.
like
yeah, you
let's
can
say-
change it to whatever you want. It's all good.
Like let's say somewhere else use a different Eris server and you're not.
Yeah, you can call it another name. Alright. Also, you can also create command shortcuts. For example, if I want to do this ls command as ls minus ltrh with all these options, I just created this command called lld. So all this does is that every time I type LLD, this is what it translates to. You know what I mean? Like it just gives you a sense of what all you can do. For example, if I want to just do an LA, or if I want to connect to another server, Kima, then I can just connect like this, So these are all my servers and everything that I can connect to, but that's mine, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright? Okay, once you do that, save it and exit. And then you can open a new server and boom, it is, every time you open a new window, all you have to do now is say Iris or LLD, and it's going to show you whatever directory or whatever command alias you just typed. Okay? Alright? Did you guys get it?
Do you have to close it before you? Like, do you have to just click close?
Yeah,
to
just
close or-
close it, open a new window, and it'll work. Okay, so now in that time this has copied. Now please go ahead and type this command. cp -r/temp/mghcc bioinformatics blah 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 /hg38 to dot, assuming you're an awesome, and then press enter. Okay?
Information.
I think you have to make it
It's not? I thought it was. Is it saying permission denied?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so let's do something else. Change mode minus R 755 G38. Okay, try now.
What's the minus R do?
Recursive, it just changes everything within, because otherwise you'll have to individually change every single file.
Could you just change the
After taking now,
filter?
if you change the whole directory outside, it only changes that directory. If there's anything inside it that's not permission,
It probably will
then
take
it
a
will
while
only
to
copy
copy,
the stuff that was already permissioned in that directory. Alright, so this should take about 2-3 minutes. In the meantime, come on guys, we gotta finish this, and I gotta go over the other stuff too. So so tomorrow we're not gonna have a practical, so this is why I'm gonna do this today, because it's really just tomorrow. It's just 2 lines, so you have to do this. But let me show you what else you have to do. Alright, so once you copy this here, what are we gonna change now this to?
Awesome.
Exactly. This should point to your awesome directory, which is where? PHS home slash, let me just see where is that awesome directory? CD awesome. Alright, so PWD. Just literally just copy this from here, right? From your terminal, copy this location and paste it right here. Don't even bother typing it out, because you're gonna make mistakes then. And then that's it. Replace data MGH bioinformatics with this. Alright? So now it should point to your awesome directory slash HE38. And before you run it one last time, make sure that these directories have copied and that you actually do have so when you're in HG38, you have the genes directory, which is there. Within the genes directory, is there genes.gtf? Yes, there is. Is there a bowtie2 index directory? Yes, there is right here. And is there a genome file index in there? If you do ls bowtie, then is there a genome? Yes, there are. Genome 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're good. Right? So we're good. We have a genome.fasta here as well. Okay. So now you can run this as is. Basically the exact same way you ran before. My only recommendation is that you comment out your FastQC code. Okay? Because you don't need to do FastQC again. So this will be your file, this is how it will look. So we're going to load 3 modules here, TopHat, Bowtie, and SAMTools. Alright, and that's required to run, and pretty much everything else stays the same. You're going to go and submit your file like this, bsub-q normal test.lsf. Okay? Is it copied?
Do we have to add the TopHat to our bash something?
No, you don't have to add anything to anything. You have everything, you just need to load these modules.
Okay.
Alright? And that is there as part of your FastQ.
So copy.
Part of your LSF.
Permission is still
Where?
trying to copy the file.
It's still saying permissions denied? Where?
No, it's just still copying.
Yeah, it's just a copy.
I still have permission denied.
But
It's
wait, that was the
going
first time. Can you, is it still saying permission?
Yeah, I just tried to run it again. Maybe I have it wrong, but
No, data MGH is not the one. You're in temp MGH CC.
oh, I'm sorry.
CP minus R temp. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's the one that needs to change from data to temp.
It's just really slow.
Yep. TMP. Can enter. Boom. Okay.
Vishal.
Yes.
It's on there, but it's copying.
I'm literally copying stuff there sometimes.
Yes. We're not providing with, first of all, because you have to specify, otherwise it will look for
TMP.
You have to specify the end.
space.
Just like.
Okay, so people, while this is copying and you are fixing this, let me quickly go over, should I let you do it? Okay, so now you have your index, you have your homework. Your homework is to run star aligner instead of top hat, all right? That's your homework for this week. And the second part of the homework is to read the manual for star and for top hat. And then the third part of the homework for those who find that this is not enough is that you need to tell me, you need to load the BAM files on IGV. That's the extra credit, if you can figure it out.
You just have to load them on IGV.
Load them into IGV and,
Legit, that's it.
well, hold on. And compare
Might
the
be
top
hard
hat
for
alignment
someone
to the star alignment for your gene of interest and tell me if their reads look different. Their read profile looks different, right?
Wait, what was the last part?
So
The first one.
the last part,
Just the compare. How to compare.
so load your files
Yeah.
into IGV. Now I haven't taught you IGV yet, but basically you just download IGV from the, if you want to do the extra part, we'll do this later,
Oh, okay.
but if you're interested in trying something extra, then the third part is the extra part, which I'm telling you verbally, which is download IGV from the internet, install it. It's literally like downloading any other software. Then open it, then load these two BAM files, which you will download from Iris1 onto your local computer. And you're going to see those BAM files in IGV. And once you see those files, I want you to pick one gene of interest that you have and compare the read profiles for those genes. Maybe say across one area, across an exon, and try and see if you can see that these two aligners, do they give you the same number of reads in that particular region just by eye? All right, so if you eyeball it, does it look like they're similar or do they look different for your gene of interest, right? There is one part to this that you will need help with, which is that when you try to download the BAM file and open it in IGV, it will say it requires an index file, all right? So when it says that, email me and I'll tell you the solution, or you can Google it and it'll tell you the solution, all right? So this homework is actually hard, the third part. It's not as simple, but we'll see, all right? So people need some challenge, so.
Vishal,
Yes.
how did you comment out make directory still have that? A little lower.
Oh, that actually is to be uncommented. It's, actually no, it's not to be uncommented. You do this before you run the job.
But then we need to create.
I also was in this.
Yeah, so you can do it independently. So you can do it in your awesome directory. So, oh, one other thing guys, I've commented this part out because you don't need to create it every time. Say you're running multiple samples, but the first time you run this, just make sure you create a top hat output directory. So before you run your program, you're going to create a top hat output. I've commented this out just because supposing you have multiple samples and you were to copy this 5 times and run this 5 times, you wouldn't want to create a top hat output directory every single time. But before you run this for the first time, you're just going to go over here and say mkdir top hat, in your awesome directory. So you're going to create mkdir top hat underscore output. All right? Does that make sense? Just the first time. So that when you do that, you're going to have a top hat output directory in your folder. Okay? In your awesome directory, you want to create a top hat output because right here, you are saying that pass on all the output from this program into top hat output. That's what your command is saying right here. Okay? Alright. That's pretty much it. For the star part of it, do you want me to go over with you now or do you want to attempt it on your own?
I want to do it on my own, but it's just still copying, so I really can't do anything else.
Yeah. It'll take a few minutes to copy. I'm wondering if I should just quickly go over this, the solution. What do you say? Or no? You wanna try it on your own?
I guess it depends on how many stupid emails you want between now and next Tuesday.
I like it. Okay, we're gonna do this now. So,
Nice answer to that.
so let's quickly open this in, I downloaded it. You can download this later. This is the solution. And here, let me increase the font. Okay, boom. Alright, so actually this contains all the other stuff as well. For example, it contains make directory awesome, make directory output, all of the stuff that you did earlier. So this is kind of like the actual solution for the entire thing. Do you know what I mean? So this even tells you, okay, so from here on onwards, when you are actually it even tells you to copy this folder there. But because you're copying this entire thing, you don't need to copy anything else, all right? So when you download this, this has the solution for the entire assignment. Okay, so this is saying that this particular file must be in awesome. For you, this is the test.lsf. All you do is you add this particular code into your test.lsf, all right? And what does this do? First thing, you load the star aligner. This is where you're loading it, all right? Then you make a temp directory. This is where star puts all the temporary files. Then you run the actual aligner where you say, here's my output temp directory, which is current directory /temp. Here's my genome directory, which is wherever your genome directory is. In your case, it'll be HG38, right? Because you're in awesome. In awesome, there's HG38. In HG38 is star index. So these are the kind of things that will give you errors, and you need to figure this out on your own, right? Before, when it gives you error, you'll be like, oh my God, it's not running. It's not running because the directory here is different from the directory in your command, all right? So take a second, read the command first before you run it. Just make sure that every single word in that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, that means that you need to ask me or ask someone else or Google, all right? All right, does that make sense, the whole thing, what I said? So you're gonna change this to HG38 star index. That means that that's where the index is. Your genome FASTA file, where will these be? They're also in your HG38. Okay, so again, we're doing this because we copied the whole folder. I think in the previous session when I made this, if you follow the instruction here, you're actually just copying the star index. You're not copying everything else. Cool? Right, so because you've already copied this, you don't have to do that. Okay, lastly, same thing here. Where is your GTF file? It's ./HG38/this. This is your GTF file. This is your FASTA file, and your output type is BAM. Your output directory is this directory. So make sure this directory exists, *_output. It says here, but again, if you don't execute this line, this program will fail. And these are your read files in, which are in FASTQ files test R1, test R2. Okay, that's it, and then it will run. All right. If you are confused, just follow the instructions in this exactly as is, in which case you will also copy this stuff into awesome, and then it will work as is. Do you understand? This file works as is on its own, but the only thing it does is it actually recopies your star index from the temp directory back into awesome, and then it'll work as is. But if you don't want to use up space in your home directory because the index itself is huge, what you want to do is just change the path in your home directory's command here so that it reflects the location, the correct location of the index. Okay? Whenever you run a program, it is your responsibility as the person running the program to ensure that all the paths are correct, right? The lecture where we went over absolute relative paths, all of those things, that is really important in Unix. Okay, so make sure your paths are correct, otherwise your program will fail. And you'll send it to me, and it'll take me an hour to decode as to why it's failing. And all it is because you've either spelt it wrong, lowercase, uppercase, another big problem. Supposing you rename it to capital star in some place and lowercase star somewhere else. All right, that's pretty much it. For running this, it's as simple as I said. Just go over here. Once it's saved, you type this command on your local directory, and it'll run. And make sure you comment out this part, the fastqc, because it's no big deal. It's still just gonna run. It's just gonna run fastqc again. It doesn't matter if you don't comment it. Okay? All right. Questions?
Do we have to make the directory for star output or every time, or can we just comment it out?
Sorry, I'll just answer that. One last thing. Notice how this is submitted to the big queue instead of the normal queue. Okay? So when you submit this star, you will submit it to the big queue. Right? Whereas top hat was normal queue. Here, till now it was normal. Okay, yes, sorry. Question. Yeah.
In the star, do we have a command that make directory star dash output?
You don't have to comment it unless you've made that directory already.
Okay.
Okay? So if you do it independently, then you can comment that part out, because that will be run as part of the script. If you were to copy that, so this is not an LSF file. I've tried to create this more as a step-by-step instruction file. So this file, so you can choose to run this on your shell command and then copy some of this. For example, these 2 lines will go into your LSF file, including. Notice that I haven't used this one, module load file. All you need is this line, and then this line. These 3-4 lines, and that's it. That's the actual program. The rest is just instructions on how to get it to run. Okay? All right.
It's still copying.
Yeah. Here's another interesting thing that you will be using from now till forever. There is this command called screen. Right? That's a very important command. It's called screen. Now, what does it do? This command basically creates a virtual connection keeps your connection open even after you close your computer. So, let's say I'm typing out something, okay, so everybody look here. See the state this is in, right? We're in directory awesome. And now I'm gonna do screen. And within the screen, let's say I'm gonna do ls Vishal or something like that. But before I execute this command, I end up closing this window. Right. So now, if I was to go back and so if I see on node 2, if I go screen minus ls, it actually shows me all the screens that are running from my previous sessions. I have a few screens running. I believe this was the last one. So let's go. You can join your screen from where you left it by saying screen minus R, which is resume, and the name of the screen. So that should be this. Oh, that wasn't the screen. Okay. So screen minus R, maybe it was this one. That was also not the screen. So this is good, I'm closing all my screens. Minus R, so this one. And that's what it was. So look, it brought me back to exactly the place where I left it. Okay? So let's say, once it copies, I would highly recommend that before you start running your program, you start using screen and then run the rest of the commands. So the advantage is that if your program is running and supposing you have to leave, you can just close your window, you can come back, your program will still be running as if you never left. So any error messages that came up or anything else that happened would still be displayed, as opposed to if you were to just close it and walk away from your computer and you come back and your program is finished. Let's say you didn't enter a log file name, then you have no way of knowing what went wrong. Whereas at the very least with screen, you can scroll up and see what error messages came up. Okay? Yes?
So let's say when I'm copying the HG838,
Yes?
while the job is going on, can I exit and it still executes in screen?
No.
That would be nice, right?
Yes, so if you were to type screen before, then it would still work.
It will still work.
Yes.
Okay.
So it will still continue copying even if you exit.
So what's the advantage of then submitting it to queue?
To the queue. The advantage is the queue will automatically still run. So on the queue it will still finish running. So it's not going to stop running if it's on the queue. Do you know what I mean? So if you once you submit the job on the queue, it'll continue to run. The only thing is if you close your session without screen, any error messages from the queue will go, if you don't have an error file or a log file, those will be lost. That's the only thing.
So after running the top hand job, what are we gonna get in the output?
You are going to get this.
That's all right.
Apparently nothing.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Huh?
I didn't get anything after running it.
It ran?
I ran, I submitted, I finished, and I didn't find anything in the output.
Okay, so let's look at your error files. So if you don't get anything, then let's look at your error logs and see what happened.
But
yeah,
error
after
file
that,
shouldn't be there, right?
Okay, yeah. So
They're in your.
what is this output directory you created? Oh,
That's
one.
from the last week.
Right, right.
So
So
it's
that's where
supposed
you're
to still there.
So
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
that I
Let's
needed
go
to
ahead.
do it.
Yeah, so see the last one that was ls minus ltrh. ls minus lt.
Awesome.
Okay, so this one error files or out file is what you need to look at.
Okay, it's doing things.
So apparently there's a bug.
You don't need to do this.
So just
You need to make the directory.
Yeah,
Not
that's right.
Okay, and then you have to do those three
And
modules.
this one, but this one I actually did this one.
Yeah, I think you do that one.
Still running.
You'll get an error, so let's figure out that error.
So I don't have the FastQ files. I'll send you over R1, I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Oh, maybe the spelling, rescue file stuff.
You don't have your FASTQ files in there.
But it's
In awesome directory, FASTQ files is where it should be.
You don't have the practical lesson. Yeah, that's.
Can you show me the command?
Well, in the command for your, when you do the type command, so just open your file.
So,
test the
yeah,
Yes.
name.
could we copy them?
Is it in the Unix example or is it in the
No, pipeline control. I don't remember where
Oh,
we got.
You forgot
the,
to put the minus input, minus
So,
in the command file, so.
It's this
Wait,
right
hold on,
here.
hold on, no, I think
so
it's
just copy when you're in the awesome directory, maybe just or some FastQ files. It's taking a while to.
Oh.
You just temp fast.
Oh, no.
Wait, can you go back?
So slash fastq files,
Okay.
the F, and the second F in capitals,
Okay.
and space dot.
What's the error? The lowercase uppercase?
No, it just didn't have the fastq files in its folder, which is a while. Alright, it's done. Is it working?
Did you get any output? No, right?
I don't know. Wait, what's the output file mean? Which actually didn't make the dir directory.
Is all different, yeah.
Like this.
Is it because I'm using top hat here and not top hat 2? That's what it is. Because we're loading top hat 2,
And I forgot to
using
receive
top hat.
Is that
Oh, you have to receive.
Top
Receive
hat
right
slash
here. Yeah, what's something.
I think we're.
Wait, but you're supposed to be in your awesome folder though. I thought
Yeah.
you do it right.
Yeah, I was
So you shouldn't have changed it or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't do
Forgot to
that. I just.
No, there was a CD there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't copy all of it.
I think at some point I thought I was writing in my journal. Like, can I look at your test about myself?
No, that was there. The CD was there.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that.
Yeah. Make sure this is in your folder below. So no, I didn't. Oh,
See, now it's telling me do such files or directory. When I try to do
okay.
the fast key files.
Oh, I've got the output, actually, but it's not in the directory I hope for.
Which directory is it in?
So it's because we have the cd command in the test.ls.
CP.
It's
Oh, yeah.
cd. No, there's a cd, so it
There's a series.
brings you back to your home directory. So the
Oh.
output file is on your home directory, not in Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So we just all forgot to change that
I'm
to
like
the
literally-
Awesome directory.
Totally.
Right, right.
So wait, so if you run the top hat, it's supposed to
But
put your files.
It still doesn't
output.
create the.
Well, I have the underscore output with
Yeah.
logs and
temp,
temp.
right? But you
Yeah.
don't have the the BAM file.
That.
I don't have BAM files either.
Have the logs.
Alright, so there's, at least we are closer, so where is the, so let's go into Awesome and change our, yeah. So we CD, oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So everybody, when we do the CD online number, I think right after loading the modules in your test.lsf, I ended up doing a CD. So delete that line and don't do a CD. And then, so then you should be good if we try to rerun then.
That was enough.
Okay, and I figured out what it was. It needed to be temp.
No, it was just going to the wrong place.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's what it was.
what I figured it was, because that's what we did today. Now it's trying something.
So where do we cut the CD out?
We're still going.
Right there. Okay, and then uncomment that main directory.
So are we recommending all for
It's
now?
doing things.
I guess I'll just use
Just
the
save
regular.
it fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yours going.
And then you can
Or-
rerun.
No, I didn't think so.
Oh, this is from like last, or no.
This is very similar to last week, but you're building on it. Because last week was about fast.
Did it actually do
QC.
this?
No, maybe it
But
logged
if you
out.
wanna go
back in.
home, just do CD, nothing. Just go CD.
It's taking its time.
Got a lot of things going on, okay.
Busy and
Minor
environment.
Until that. I think you went to the root directory or something, or whatever that
Well,
was.
you changed yours to black. When did that happen?
Oh, it should be CD
I was just
space.
screwing around because,
Or just
you
CD,
know, easy.
either of those will take you. Yeah.
We're gonna have an error with all of the
So it's still running, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So that means that it's gonna create the info files.
I mean, this looks right, HS
Right.
That's
It
your
should technically
username,
run for a long
slash
time.
awesome
Oh,
slash
so this is
user.
a way upstream, I know that we have stuff like. if we-
So if it is running for a long time, then it's good. If it's running if it finishes really fast, then it's bad. Right?
We have some file.
Right. Right. So you should be able to find that.
Yes, files, yeah, so we just.
Oh, you're using files a lot,
Why
okay.
are you-
I was trying to do it through text.
Are you running it
I might
on
just do
your
files
phone?
instead.
Why are you copying and pasting this? This is to be run as part of the LSF file. So you don't want to run this, is it
This
already
is the
run
one
or?
from today that I wanted. Yes. But it was on
And then just ran it?
The CD
on
went
the-
in there.
So remember when we talked about it, not to run stuff on the terminal, we have to run it on the queue. So what we'll do is we'll copy this into the LSF files. So technically you could run it, and in this case, there's not too much of an issue because it's a short file. But ideally, you don't want to run it on the login. So what we'll do is we'll copy this into our test.lsf. Oh, that's where it is. Okay, so then, no, you remember Visa minus Q normal, and you pass the file test.lsf. Okay? And actually, before you do that, I'm gonna do screen. Have you done screen? Okay, so now I'm gonna do Visa, normal, and you pass the file test. Okay.
It's running somewhere.
Okay.
So did it submit it?
Now it's good. So it's gonna take some time.
This is wrong. So
Did it run?
Yes, I already see the,
Okay, now it's
Is it existing?
type it
yeah, in the box.
correctly. Normal, and then it's.
Right, but it didn't create the
like
bandwidth.
space, and then.
The CAR file is in the pack.
So you do add
Normal.
space.
Wait, space.
Nope.
Yep, and now
Where's the
hit enter, and it should say, yep, it's been submitted to your queue.
Where did we copy the last
I'm
one?
not like you, right? Yeah. No, you also were supposed to delete that, so your file's gonna run to the wrong place, but I can fix it.
Wait, I did delete it though. I was supposed to delete this?
No, delete CD.
Oh, because it was going to the CD.
So now it's in the CD directory, and then keeping this from running correctly. So now type B jobs and hit enter. Okay, so now, let me see. What are you talking about?
Because I think I corrected it and something else maybe.
So your program is not finished.
Where's your
Oh,
test?
it's not
Oh,
finished
you
running
corrected it in your
yet?
test.ls
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, you
Yeah.
corrected it here. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no, I meant to correct
Got it,
that
got it,
one,
got
and I
it.
corrected
Some files there.
Good.
So good.
What do you think? Running?
So it
I
is
still
running
don't
right
get
now.
the back files.
It shouldn't finish so fast.
No,
Mine did finish
I've
really
done it earlier.
How do you know if it finished?
I don't have a.
You type B jobs.
Data, no. Doesn't it should be.
Actually, no, actually,
not.
no, this is not the right one, sorry.
Oh wait,
So-
no,
Yeah,
it
is
did
done.
finish, because no unfinished.
This is the one. So, well, I removed the CD, the first time I ran it, there was a CD, so it's in my awesome folder, but still I have the .NET.
Well, right now it's still running, right?
No, it's not running. I ran it the first time, but I mean it should give the same result even if it's not in the awesome, but in the
So what is the log say? It is the run.log.log. Yeah. Open the.
Just download it first.
What is the .NET.log? What is the error file? The log it has an error. That would be your output. Not compare, just output.
Oh, that would be an awesome, right?
That should be this one. Yep. Try and see the error. Can you just say view on it? Just right click and view.
I see. Yeah, okay. That's due to the CD at
Yeah.
first. There was a CD, so it
Yeah.
went. Okay, I see.
So maybe this time if you run it.
Yeah, it should work. Alright.
So, all right.
Here's where. Since it went so fast.
So it should work now. Pretty much, it should create, and once you've removed the CD and run it again, it'll take some time. And when it finishes, could be in the next hour or two.
Will it put, so like if I check my, like the files that are in my awesome folder and the Top Hat output folder, will it like, will they appear as
In the end, it'll appear.
they come through? So like right now I don't have all of the ones that it should create here. Like I don't